Hello and welcome back, or welcome to Season 2 of Hardcore Minecraft with me, Doom Mountain. And for the keen-eyed viewers, you may have noticed that my sleeves have changed, and I am in fact back to my original Minecraft skin. We've jumped out of our mage clothing, wizardry clothing, whatever you want to go with, and back to our original skin that we had designed by Buddy Edits. And if you would like to get your own custom skin designed, something similar to this, make sure you check out the link in the description below. But why have I changed back to my normal skin instead of my magical one? I said we're going to go back to the witch farm and start working on the castle, but we've run into a little bit of a problem. And that problem is, I am very resource poor. We have a tremendous amount of iron. We have a tremendous amount of redstone and glowstone, all the goodies from the witch farm. But all the stuff that actually requires us to, cut down a tree, go mining, the actual title of this game, Minecraft. We've done a lot of crafting, we just kind of skipped out a bit on the mining at the moment. So I think what I need to do is at least spend the next 2 episodes here in the Cherrywood Isles to rebuild up our resources so we can go for a bit more of a longer stint with our building projects. Let's also put my shirt back on, thank you. So what I want to get done today isn't any of the mining side of it. I think we might do that next episode because I have found an old abandoned mine shaft and I think that might be a fun adventure. But for today, I really want to actually get on top of our wood supply system. Now, as we went into last episode, we're going to need a lot of the mangrove wood to be able to build up all of our roofings for the castle area and the witch farm. I'll work out a name for it, I swear. But we're going to need quite a lot of it, and I'm thinking it's going to be just like our amethyst shards, how it's slowing the project down a little bit. Like, all of our interior work could be done for what I think is half of the build if we just didn't run out of the amethyst blocks. Wow, I completely blanked on the name there for that. But that brings me to why we're over here by our, maze and our lookout, our fish market area. I completely forgot what that was called for a second, because I think if we start now expanding maybe a little bit offshore of the island, the Cherrywood Isles. Now, we head in this direction behind me, we can, just go across this little bit of a river that sort of separates me and the connecting continent, maybe? Don't quote me on that. But the the next little part there, we can then walk all the way up to where we've got our lookout. What's the pillager outpost of there in our raid farm? Jeez, I'm going really good for words today, aren't I? But we go all the way out that way. That's where we end up. So I was thinking, why don't we use all of this space that we've got behind us to build up a tree nursery? Make a little bit fun out of harvesting all these logs, because if we jump over here, so if we come on down here next to where our moss farm entrance is and just behind all of our sheep and all that sort of section over there, you can see where I've been collecting up my wood so far, and this is just boring. It's nothing too nice to look at. It's not really somewhere where I can actually go a little bit AFK safe while all the saplings grow up. I mean, it has one plus. It's next to where my bone meal is, but I generally naturally let these just try and grow up from the saplings so I can do a large amount of words. I can do a large bunch at once. Man, tongue ties. I'm just not good with that. Anyway, I think if we actually build up a tree nursery on the other side of the island here, we can really make a unique sort of area where maybe we might have one big sort of storage building where all the wood gets stored. We have little saplings there showing off the growing stages between them, and then we have little farmed off areas where each tree can be planted and grown. So let me just quickly sleep away this incoming night, and I think, hey Bluey, do you want to come on a little bit of an exploration with me? Hey? Yeah, you up to coming for a little bit of an exploration with me? Exploration? Yeah, that's right. Alright, come on. let's go over there. We're going to quickly sleep though, and then we'll meet everyone over on that side. So I'll catch you in the morning. Alright, so now that it's morning and I've made it over to the other side here, and I've met a frog that shouldn't be here but somehow is. Yeah, Bluey, we don't care, we're just going to keep going through it. Let's have a little bit of a look of this big sort of landmass. It's not an island, I know that much. It actually connects up to the mesa area over there. So we've seen a lot of it as we've been swimming to and from our raid farm. So we can see the whole shoreline as it goes up to where our pillager outpost is, just past those faded trees in the background there. Maybe you could see, I'm not sure if the camera can pick that up. But yeah, so we're over here, and I think that if we cleared out all of these trees, trust me, it's going to be good because we're going to plant more trees. We might be able to build up, I think, one of the best Minecraft tree nurseries out there. Yeah, is that how you got to title the video? Maybe. Something catchy. Anyway, I think if we clear out this area, get some torches out here, put in some paths, and even section off each different sort of spacing, we can really get up all of our trees and have them grow nicely. Like, this is all jungle, so we're going to have lovely grass, unlike the savanna area that we're used to in the Cherrywood Isle. And I think it's going to be a nice spot. Now, as we can see, it wraps around here, and that's sort of the basin that looks back. Look, that looks back in onto where our island is there. You can see we've got a few little dips into it. So we would have seen this part of this island whenever we're over there working with our villagers. So when we stand on that watchtower over there, this is the section that we're looking at. Now, I am noticing that there's a lot of sand, especially around the sort of bays of this area. So we probably will collect up all of this, which is great because for some reason before last episode I needed a whole heap of glass made up, and this sand would have been great. Anyway, I think maybe now that we're actually looking out in this area, we'll probably try and terraform it so that we get the dirt back in here to really make use of the nursery. But I'm just thinking, the mangroves might benefit from a little, not sand, more mud. So we might even try and make it so that each tree, we can sort of give it a little bit more of a representation of the biome it's in. So like we've sort of really got the nice biodiversity, yeah, coming in through this whole section of our nursery. So I'm thinking this kind of wraps around there, and that sort of circles it out. So maybe if I clear out probably from there back of all these trees, and then we've got a nice clean plain slate to look at, it might be able to give us a better idea of how we want to lay out this whole building project. And yes, I do plan to get this one done in one episode. So this is either going to be a long one, it might take an extra week or two to come out. However though, I am determined to at least get one project finished within the last few videos. Jeez, it's been a bit of work around here and there, jumping around the place, but I'm loving it. So yeah, let me go cut down all these trees and then we shall return. Alright, so with a bit of time now and even a live stream, I have managed to clear out all of the trees from this area so that we can, mark out where we want our tree nursery to be placed, all the different plots, and how we actually want this land to be placed out. So, Bluey, if you don't mind just hanging out around here, I'm going to go and explain through a little bit of the stuff we spoke about in the live stream and sort of how I want this to be laid out and, just where things should be placed. So we start off, as you can see, I've parked my boat over on this side of the island. Now, originally we sort of swam across from over there, and what I wanted to do, and I started talking about on the stream, was, involving these river stream systems a bit more, and, I put in a lot of effort showing, detailing all the backgrounds of this area over here, that I kind of thought, why not bring them around this way so we can have the water coming in here, you swim on, you row down, have a little bit of a dock area here where we can then get up and enter into our, tree nursery. Now, with that said, once we've gotten up here though, I've got to kind of work out where I want my pathing to be. We need to work out what level we want this land to be. I don't mind if it's a little bit hilly in some areas, because with some terrains where we see a lot of Bluey, stop attacking the drown. Quit it. No. No. Oh, he'll work it out. Anyway, because we want to sort of emulate the different biomes that these trees naturally spawn in and grow in, so that way we can really sell this whole take that this little segment away from the Cherrywood Isles is here to preserve the trees of the world. And, you know, I've got saplings for them all here, so I thought that we could probably go around and place one where we want the trees to grow. So I want to start off with, you know, these three, the kind of standard one trees. Then we have our cherry wood, obviously, because we've been using a lot of it over here. So I kind of want to put it a bit more inland, a bit more, so it's not so the same colour breaking out. But let's mark out where we're going to put these four first. So Bluey, quit it. All right, we're going to go up our path, and then I instantly want to turn off and have another small field just around here. But I think going up the 2 is probably too tall, so we'll tear this down here, make it the 1 level. And I think we've got the one lonely oak tree over there, so maybe this is a spot where we grow oak. So I'll come back around, flatten this all out properly, but here marks where our oak will be. Now let's get the torches on the hotbar, because I don't want to have mobs spawning up here and, oh, no, wrong one. Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry for that little dance break. I apparently don't know what buttons I'm pushing. Alright, so continuing on from our path, we're going to come up along here. Now, whether or not this stays that height or if it just sort of breaks off there, I'll work that out in the design process of getting the path in place. But we're going to probably continue on along down here, maybe have some sort of just decorative detour thing here, like maybe some barrels or something like that, you know, just to tie in with this place being lived in. But other than that, I think the next sort of tree will be grown over here, and this spot we definitely need to work out a leveling. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like this level here, so all this stuff will go. And this will be where we place and grow our birch trees. Now, where was I over here with my pathing? Let's continue on. So, stupid grass. Continue on. So, path will come up here for where we got our birch. But then if we zigzag over here, and obviously, yes, this is all a temporal pathing. I'm not permanently sitting with this. It can change. I'm happy for that. Alright, so we continue on over here. You can see we start getting into the edge of it. So I might bring a path that sort of walks along the coastline. So you can see that there is a nice decorative one. And then offshoot here to where we've got our gravity and law-defying vines growing. And our melons to probably grow our acacia. Yeah, I think this will be the spot up here where we start growing our acacia. And then we continue on this path. Okay, I'm thinking that this one now needs to come up a layer. So it'll come up a little bit higher to lead us over to here. Alright, so it'll come out along something like this. So that way we've got a nice path that leads for its own spot there for the acacia. Then we can come on around here. And this is where things get a little bit interesting, because as you can see, we've got a lot of sand which I'm going to need to remove and replace with dirt. And unfortunately, over there where Bluey seemed to have found himself, we tend to get a lot of turtles spawning in. So unfortunately, we're going to have to evict them. But yeah, let me have a quick sleep and then we'll move on to where the cherry wood was going to be. Alright, so with our new path coming in along here, I think that this section here still might be taken up by acacia, but the path should probably venture its way up here. Man, we've got to get rid of all of this grass, it's annoying. But then maybe from this section here is where we will do our cherrywood trees. So let's just place one over there, so we know that this section here is dedicated to it. And finally, we have the mangrove, which is our only different single growing tree type, because then we also get into azalea and it's just like oak wood, but it just has a different tree type. So for the case of the story and the lore of this world, we're gonna have its own plot as well, but other than that, it'd be the same as oak. So let's take our path now and continue it on down here. And as you can see, so over this section here, I kind of want the house to be, or the storage for this nursery. So on this side, maybe even actually, yeah, that'll probably be good. If we wrap around a path down over here, and we can grow our mangroves, like we could bring out some mud and packed mud and that, and have them, I can't put on sand, have it growing around here, where it's actually a little bit more of a ponded section. You can see that, I mean, these don't need to grow only in the water, we can grow them up on the land as well. But you can see it's got the nice little flow here, so the river comes down and then it sort of breaks into where we've got our divider over there, but it gives us a nice little offshoot pond. So I think this might be a good spot to grow the mangrove. So we'll have a pathway leading off over from here, and then continuing on path, I think maybe have a junction probably here. Yeah, so this one will take this pathway down here, and that's going to lead us to where we want our house. So I guess for now I'll just mark that with a few dirt blocks. Yeah, hey, there's a couple of... What were you doing taking on that drown anyway? It's not smart. Alright, so this is where our house will be, and I've got to come back and clear out all of this sand. And now we have left our 3 tall trees, or our 2x2s. Now I know jungle and spruce can be grown as a single, but it's way more effective to grow them as a 2x2. Just the amount of wood you get, and just the time used for it. So we're going to be growing all these 3 as 2x2. So our first one, probably because we don't want that jungle to be too close to the jungle, I say let's start off with that over here. So that section will be for the mangrove, but this part here will be for our jungle trees. And then we can continue our pathway on down here, and I think all the way around there, maybe bring it up to somewhere, say here, divide the path in, and this is where we'll start doing our dark oak. So we'll put them there, and then we'll have another part wrapping around to... Anyway, I think we should then bring our dark oak, our spruce, over here. So you see, we've got our storage hut will be over there, dark oak on this side, mangrove over there, jungle there, cherry's going to be up over there, acacia will be there, then we'll have birch and oak, and that's all of them covered. Oh, nice. Okay, so at least now we have the planning laid out. What I need to do is go around and actually make the land look a little bit more pleasing, so kind of get rid of all of these stick out bits and sort of flatten it and get it to be, you know, do the terraforming. I need to actually do the terraforming of this land, so let me get that done. But before we break away, as I said before, I did this on a stream to cut down these trees, and on it we found, as you can probably see behind me there, a jungle temple. I can't remember the name of these things, and I couldn't on stream either. But you see, I saw this and I thought, okay, well look, it's there. We can quite clearly see the cherry wood isle over there. I haven't ventured into it, so I can at least go and collect the gold and iron that's probably going to come from it. Didn't think that it was going to be a new enough chunk to actually get any templates. So we came on down, went through, dismantled it all, you know, collected up everything from within here, and found ourselves 2 of the wild armor trims. Now, sorry for the janky cutscene there. I forgot that I'd brought these back over home. But as you can see, yeah, I was so surprised. I thought that jungle temple thing would have been in loaded chunks before the previous update when these armor trims came in. But, you know, I was wrong. I've rode across it in the ocean, but I've never actually gored inland enough to generate it, obviously. So, yeah, we managed to get ourselves in our collection 2 more of the smithing templates, which brings us now to a grand total of 4. I'm not too sure how many there is, but you know, that's something that we're nicely and slowly collecting along the way. Let me know, guys, what you guys think is the best armor trim set, and we might try and venture out to go and collect it. Who knows? Depends if you're trying to get the one that's near the warden, because I don't really look forward to searching for that one. Alright, so I've now shown you that all the trees have been cut down for our tree nursery area. We now have the actual space and land to make what we want to have happen there. I now just need to go through and do the terraforming to make sure that it's all evenly spaced and flat out so that we can fence off all of our different areas which we've picked out for each tree typing, and then lay through our path. So I'm going to, just do a bit of terrain there, just, you know, replacing all that sand for dirt. They're going to be quite boring. I might do it as another stream, I'm not too sure, but if I do, you can definitely check that out on Do Mountains Vault, my second channel. I always upload that stuff over there. But yeah, so I guess while I do that, I'll do a little quick cutscene and we should be back over there now. See you in a moment. Well, alright, so I bet you're thinking now that we're going to now have that magical look off. I'm here where we started off the episode, and I'm now just going to spin around and show you all that nice terraforming that I had done up to be able to get us to be able to build up our areas like I spoke of in that last clip before the little slide off thingy. You'd be thinking correct. Unfortunately, though, that footage was about, or is about a month old to what it is up to now. And unfortunately, that happened because, well, if you're new here and unaware, I'd just like to say a great welcome and thank you for tuning in, and hope you've been enjoying it so far. But if you've been viewing the last few episodes, you would have noticed that the dogs and armadillo update that came out really just changed it up, and it dropped surprisingly on one day, and I just finished recording that last clip that you guys had seen the night before, and then as soon as I saw that drop, I thought, oh no, I've got to try and get an episode out, you know, really quickly to show off the armadillos and the dogs and new designs, and I do not regret doing that. It was absolutely a great episode. I got a lot of love and support from that, so I'd like to say a massive big thank you to everyone who has tuned in on that and who had liked and subscribed. It was really, really nice to see all that support. But then, well, I moved from my old home into a new place. You can probably tell a little bit by the bit more echoey in the microphone. I'm hoping over the next few days to be able to sort that out and get it all fixed up. But so going between changing up from recording this episode of trying to get up a lovely tree nursery and just like past mountain to have high expectations that are a little bit unachievable. Let's be honest here, you dreamt pretty big there, past mountain. We might have to rein you back in a little bit now. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that there has been quite a bit of absence from my channel at the moment, and I do apologise. It is because, well, I've been moving and it's been a bit hard to sort of get some content out there while doing that. I have spoken about this over on my Discord server, so if you guys always want to keep up to date with what's going on, try joining that over there. Yeah, I'm not very good at self-promotion, as you can probably see, but so with moving, it's made it a little bit harder, and now I'm trying to get my microphone settings up right, because, well, I've now gone from having to record in my own room where I'd be sleeping to now I have my own little office space, so getting used to a bit more of a spacious room means that there's a bit more echoing because it doesn't have a bed and all that extra stuff in it to fill up for, the extra sound. So, what have I been able to do in the hardcore world, though, since the last episode of the dogs and that sort of thing? Well, not a whole lot, because when you're moving, you're not generally thinking about everything perfectly straight, and I did not want to jump on this world and accidentally kill ourselves. So, yeah, that was a big fear of actually getting back onto the world. But we've overcome that now. We're here and I'm feeling pretty good. We've also collected ourselves, is it this one here? Yes. The 15th anniversary Minecraft Creeper Cape. Oh, look how cool that is. I've also gotten ourselves, dressing room. I've got it shown off on my gold designer. We have the Twitch cape that's also been out at the moment. You've just got to watch a Minecraft Twitch streamer stream Minecraft that has the drops enabled to get this lovely cape. And unfortunately, I have had absolutely no luck getting the TikTok one. I don't know if it's because I'm in Australia. I've seen some things saying that the drops in that just aren't quite happening. But either way, we've managed to get 2 out of those 3 capes. And I think they look so cool. Unfortunately, I can't show you how they look on the Elytra because, well, I'm too scared to do the dragon fight. But that's something we might do, soon. Your scale of soon is like a couple of months. Anyway, let's go back over to here, and I can show you off what we've done. So let's head over there now. Alright, so over there, as you can see, is the Cherry Wood Isles, and I'm wanting to be able to have this little bit of a lakey thing. Well, it's still part of the river that goes around the island. Have our little dock up here, so that way we can have this as our main entrance into our lovely tree nursery. Now, we do have bits of sand still around, and I do want to work on adding in a bit of the mossy texture into this wall here, and maybe even some dripstone. Haven't been able to do any of that yet. I'm going to be blaming moving for almost all the mistakes in this last bit of this episode, so buckle in. But as you can see, we've gone around here and I have managed to get the dirt changed up for this top layer, which is going to be our oak section of the nursery. We do have a nice little bit of a sandy bay here, which I think is going to be a nice, just small little piece of just detailing space. Not so much for putting actually trees there, but it's just going to be nicely to tie in the actual nature setting still, that there would be a sandy shore around parts of this bay. As you can see, we've done it over there too by keeping in the sand, bringing up a few tiers. I wouldn't mind adding in some stripped birch into this because that also gives a really nice sort of texture, but I've left plenty of spaces along here to be able to do that. As you can see, some of the clumps of sands are a little bit more thicker, and you kind of tell it's because of the big build-up or even partially of corrosion from this just breaking down as the ocean waves have been crashing up over the years. Again, we know that the Minecraft worlds don't have waves moving around and the land's not corroding itself, but it's nice to add these little details into our building. I think once we've done that, I also extended this little part around to give us a bit more of that sandy shore there, because I've noticed there's so many turtles that have been breeding up or just naturally spawning on this island, that maybe over here it might be nice just to actually put in a section for these turtles, because once we get up over the hill where they've been mainly spawning, that area is not going to exist for much longer. So let's just continue on. So we've gotten the path here, which we had shown out in the last few clips, I'm almost certain. We were able to keep all of our vines at the moment, so I'm really happy with that. We did, and I've made a little short about this guy here, the evil possessed panda, who has grown up and he's here chilling, but he also managed to get in a friend. This guy over here, the brown panda. These guys are one of the rarer ones for the panda, different patterns and colouring, I believe, so really cool to get him over there. Yeah, you are. Oh, that's nice to know. I don't know a name for you. Maybe Coco? I don't know, guys. What do you think? We need names for probably both these pandas. I can't just keep calling that one the evil panda and this one over here. So these guys will probably be running the resort with whoever's home we set up. But as you can see, it's kind of, up to here is where my detailing stopped, or more so up here where this frog that shouldn't have been here is here. Yeah, jump over and show the area that I haven't quite yet finished. But this is the section I was talking about where all of the turtles are sort of been spawning. So if I can make a little bit of a different sections around some of the skirting lips, we can kind of make up for the fact that we're getting rid of all the turtles' homes. As you can see, Bluey's over there trying to get one of the turtles out of the shot. No, well, that makes it look like we're being mean to them. So, unfortunately, I did not really get to touch on any of this section here, where we actually want the storage for all of this wood to be, the 2 tall trees, that section there never got any love. Like, I've got a bit of this island here that I want to fix up. I want to put a bridge in, reaching over to the mangrove section. All of this sand, like all of this, easily up till, I might even just try and curve that bay around and this will all become dirt, because we've got a section down here which is going to become a little bit of a river, which I think actually, in turn is going to make this its own smaller island. It's not really an island. It's not going to be cut off by massive waters. It's more of, say, when the waves are crashing in and all that extra wash gets pushed around, this part fills up more, so it becomes more like a moat rather than an island protecting this. It becomes more like a moat to protect this section rather than making it into its own island. Jeez. Oh, and I've still got dirt blocks to place over here. So as you can tell, unfortunately, when the dogs came out, I did not get much more done here. But I didn't want to leave the footage that I had recorded. I didn't want to just scrap it, because there was a lot of work put into there, and also a lot of actual building and design sort of stuff, which I think we've kind of missed a little bit in these episodes. So we're not going to finish this today like I had hoped for. I'm sorry, Past Mountain, where you just had too big of a dream, knowing that you were going to be moving soon, and well, that didn't plan out your time too well, now did ya? But before we do actually end off this episode, I would like to go and now address some stuff that we talked about in the previous episode. So anyone that had tuned in after watching that one was like, okay, I can't wait to see what's the adventures of Bart taking up. Where's the dogs, You also mentioned maybe doing something with that armadillo to farm the scoots. What happened with all that? Alright, I know it's 20 odd minutes in now to the episode. I do apologise. As I said, just the time framing of recording didn't actually work out the way I planned to, but these things happen. We're going to get ourselves back on track, and it's going to be a lovely time back here in the hardcore world. So, to answer all those questions, we need to go back to the Cherrywood Isle. Why are you raining on me? No! Alright, so let's not forget our first doggo we tamed. This lovely... Oh man, you still didn't look up the patterns to know what they're called. This lovely dog in beautiful armour, looking kind of like a burrito, was our first one that we found with a new pattern. And I sat him behind here, and it was for good reason, yes. The good reason was I was supposed to take him with me when we went over to the witch farm to go exploring, and I forgot. I'm sorry, Burrito. I didn't mean it. It just happened. But you're going to now be coming with us on our adventures, alright, Burrito? And yes, I did decide that I'm going to call this dog Burrito. He likes it. He's happy with it. Oh, that's cool. Alright. Now, we also got 2 others. We got one of your siblings and an extra one. So, come over here. Don't attack the cats, Burrito. Alright, Burrito. So, over here is where we left off with your sibling and his companionly friend. So as you can see, we only managed to get 2 out of those 9 doggos, and hopefully we will find the hyena one, because that is one of my top priority ones that I would like. Hey, calm down. I'm not getting rid of you guys. I'm just saying I like that dog's pattern. Jeez. We've also got ourselves our armadillos over here, who just, yes, happens to drop us scoots. And, from just sitting here watching them casually drop scoots is what made me think of putting one of them in the pen with our sniffer friend, Mr. Sniffer over there, because it has a minecart running underneath it to collect all the drops. So, Burrito, let's go and check out to see how that went, because I did breed up one more. So Bart is exploring. We'll hopefully see him while we're walking around, or we'll go out looking a little bit more intently for him. But if we just head on down here to Mr. Sniffer's pen and his family. Yep. Oh, they make me laugh every time these armadillos curl up into a ball. Compose yourself now. Jeez. Alright, so as you can see, we have here Mr. Sniffer and his family with the 2 chickens, and I added in one of these armadillos. And the plan was, because underneath here there's just a hopper minecart, you could probably just hear it rolling around. Kind of. Maybe. Other way. Oh, you can? Yeah, well, that's probably because you live here all the time. And we made up last time anyway. Just be cool. Just be cool. So, as you can see, this thing is working nicely. It's our main sort of just pitcher and torch flower seed plants farm. But we've also now been able to make it useful for our scoots. And yes, we collect a lot of eggs here. But it was leave the chickens or go find another Mr. Sniffer. And honestly, I didn't have any luck the first time, so he's just an only child. But we love you, buddy. Your family's growing. Look at that. You got another armadillo. You got some chickens. It's going great, mate. All right, Burrito. Now let's go and find Bart. Bart I think he's somewhere down along on this level. Hey, Dragon. How's it going, mate? I think he kind of prefers being down here. I want to try and get a few more up on the higher tiers because they do really look cool. Just roaming around, they give a bit more life, just like the bees do. And Bluey, how's it going, mate? You enjoying your park? Yeah, sweet. Look, see, it's the bees. Like that flew from over there, coming up to its nest over here. It just adds in so much life. Burrito, you finding Bart? He was down here. Oh, there he is. Yes, that is Bart, right? It's on you. Yeah. So Bart's been safely. So, I think at current point of recording this, it's been about 27 days since that episode where you 2 starred and it came out. So he has survived around here for quite some time, Bart. You have really set the milestone for your kind, and I do think that you will be the native animal for Cherrywood Isles. I really think that you guys deserve it, even though you have look at this. He has like a mouse face. They could easily shrink the body and add mice into this game. You're right, Burrito. We don't want mice running around too far. Alright, so now we are all up to date with what's been happening. There's been no more progress, obviously, to the tree nursery as I would have liked to have gotten, but I believe that by just doing this, yes, it seems like a little bit of a quicker, rushed ending for this episode, but I do think that if I get this done now, I can start fresh recording on the next episode, which will probably be pathing and finishing the terraform for the nursery. I think the idea of trying to get it all in one video, all done, it works perfectly for, full-time content creators, not for people that are working, moving, and doing all other sort of stuff. It doesn't work out to do that big of a task. It does look impressive though, I will give that, and I will be still trying to do big tasks and projects in this world. It's just, I think that we need to now kind of realise our limit a little bit, just so that we can keep getting some stuff out there and not having these big chunks of time where I don't put out any content, and I really don't like that. And I know that you guys too, you're probably wishing like, oh man, I wish Mountain had a new episode out that I could see how he's going, has he killed himself yet in that hardcore world, or, where's the behind the scenes? You don't even really do too much for that, you just talk and go through your topics. I know, I'm going to try and get all back on top of that, starting in with this week coming. I'm going to try and have this episode out, if not today of recording this, the next day definitely, so that way next week it's fresh, we can get back into trying to get a video out a week, and just get back into this world. The moving is all settling down now. I'm so happy to just be in this world and working again. So guys, thank you. I'm sorry that this video had taken so long to get out to you guys. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. I would love to just say a big thank you to everyone who has been showing so much love and support on that last episode, and even, you know, just through over on our Instagram and TikTok sort of stuff. So very appreciative of all of that. But guys, for now, until next time, thank you all for watching, and until then,